Michelangelo Merisi da Caravaggio. Was the brutality in his paintings merely part of his art or a dark omen of the murder he would one day commit? The most controversial painter of the 17th century, a genius who clashed light with darkness, yet a man consumed by his violent temper. On one side, masterpieces that revolutionized art. On the other, a life scarred by brawls, exile, and blood. Caravaggio's story, one of the darkest intersections between art and crime.
Michelangelo Merisi da Caravaggio was born in 1571 near Milan. The loss of his father at a young age marked him with a restless, volatile spirit. He turned to painting early, but refused to bow to the rigid academic traditions of his time. When he arrived in Rome, the art world was dominated by idealized beauty and flawless figures. Caravaggio chose another path. His models were prostitutes, beggars, ordinary laborers, faces taken straight from the streets. In works like The Calling of St. Matthew and The Supper at Emmaus, the sacred stories were told through the features of common people. Viewers were shocked, yet mesmerized. His technique was equally revolutionary. Using chiaroscuro, dramatic contrasts of light and shadow, he made figures leap from the darkness with unsettling intensity. This style became the foundation of the Baroque and spread rapidly across Europe.
But Caravaggio was known not only for his brush, but for his blade. His violent temper led to endless street fights, arrests, and court records. In 1606 came the turning point. During a quarrel on a tennis court, he killed Ranuccio Tomasoni, a man from a powerful family. It was more than murder. It became a political scandal. Sentenced to death in absentia, Caravaggio fled Rome. He found refuge in Naples, producing masterpieces, but never peace. Hoping for redemption, he traveled to Malta and sought entry among the Knights of St. John. For a brief moment he was accepted, but his temper betrayed him again. He wounded a high-ranking knight, was imprisoned, and managed to escape. The knights expelled him in disgrace, stripping away his last hope of honor.
In Sicily, his enemies pursued him relentlessly. In Syracuse, he narrowly survived an assassination attempt, leaving him permanently scarred. Yet he kept painting, perhaps his darkest and most personal works. In David with the Head of Goliath, he painted his own face on the severed head of the giant, as if confessing his sins on canvas. By 1610, whispers of papal pardon reached him. Caravaggio set out for Rome, carrying with him paintings he hoped would secure his forgiveness, but the journey turned fatal. On the coast of Porto Ercole, he fell gravely ill. Some say malaria or sunstroke, others whisper poison or murder. Another tale claims he was mistakenly arrested while his paintings sailed away without him. Whatever the truth, Caravaggio died at just 39. His works reached Rome, he did not. His death, like his life, remains suspended between light and shadow, half fact, half legend.
Caravaggio lived in the shadow of rage and violence, yet lit one of art's fiercest flames. On his canvas, the sacred met the street. Beauty stood beside raw truth. Even now, his paintings confront us, not just with an artist, but with a revolutionary who shattered every rule. And we are still left with the same dilemma: a visionary genius or a bloody criminal.